I'll move probably 100 feet down the stream, and as you can hear that roaring water. I hope you can hear me because it is quite impressive, the flow now. And you can actually see, it's quite interesting. You can see the hole in the weir where the trout would actually be able to climb upstream to get to those upwellings that we had looked at. Probably about 200 meters from here, about 500-600 feet. So as you can see, again, this weir is in disrepair, but there's still flow, and we did see fish upstream, so the fish are getting through this weir. The water is quite low this year. Before, I was here probably at the same time last year, and the water was actually spilling over the top of this weir, not just from the hole in the stone wall that's made for the fish to enter into the upstream and get to the upwellings. So we have quite a dramatic drop in water this year, and that could be two reasons. Again, it's just the year. Maybe things haven't unfrozen as they should yet, and also the contribution of the Walnut Hill pond is actually dramatically less because of our beaver damming up that source of spring water. But again, lots of flow, a beautiful, beautiful area. Something that's very hidden with respect to the Rockwood area, a hidden gem of Rockwood. Again, we're trying to protect this stream and protect this beautiful area from potential negative impacts of the quarry operations, the dust, the turbulent water, the vibrations could cause damage definitely to, for example, the eggs that are being laid in the fall of the brook trout. Damage to the structure of the karst topography that is actually underpinning this stream. There has to be much more thorough investigation of this particular area to make sure there are no impacts to this wonderful cold water tributary that hasn't gotten much airtime with respect to its importance to our area. Again, panning around. You can see this beautiful old cedar stand, hundreds and hundreds of years old. Again, the cedar stand protects this stream. The roots and the stability of those roots with respect to soil keeps this stream in the shape it is in, and the soil around it, and the underpinning underneath it, which is gravel, sand, and of course bedrock. We've also talked about karst topography, and again, you can see ebbing and increased flow of this system, and it's probably because the rock is basically has lots of crevices and cavities, and that's where the water flows, but there is probably barriers to flow in that rock, and in some cases if the water flows in one direction you'll get increased flow because there's more access to a pathway for the water to follow, and then in other instances there'll be a blockade because of that stone. Again, we see quite a beautiful creek that's flowing very rapidly in this particular time, April 26th. We are probably another 200-300 meters now downstream. We're heading again south on the Brydson Creek. As you can see, we've gotten to an area where the land is quite level. There's not a dramatic decrease in elevation, so the stream is actually quieted down. It's very peaceful here. You can see it running very peacefully down towards the Blue Springs Creek, and it's widened up a little bit. The water is a little bit slower with respect to flow, but you can still see, and I hope you can see, lots of movement, lots of sand. When the fish expert, the ecologist, was with us last fall, we actually found fish here, and if you can see the sandy areas in the creek, this is where the fish actually lay their eggs, and the area where they lay the eggs are called redds. So we were looking for redds across all of this area, and we found, I think last count in a half an hour, about 6 redds. So this is a very high abundance stream with respect to breeding grounds for brook trout. Again, what a view. A beautiful untouched forest. No, there's been no development here for probably centuries. Very primitive, very wild. Again, what you would see in Algonquin Park, right here in Rockwood. Again, quite a gem for us. And hopefully we can protect this system. Carl Schiffer, who was the PhD who actually performed the fish studies and the fish count, thought that this was one of the best brook trout streams in Ontario. Very high abundance. Much more in abundance with respect to brook trout than even the Blue Springs Creek, which is a huge creek. Much bigger than this creek that is considered cold water, but not certainly as cold as this stream. Again, trying to give you a moment of zen to see this beautiful, peaceful creek that has to be protected. I hope you can hear the babbling in the background, and I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit to let you take this in. We finished our tour, so we will say goodbye, and I hope you've experienced some of the joy that we've felt walking this area. It certainly is a gorgeous area, very wild, very primitive, very untouched. Again, something to be preserved. Thank you.